5 things evangelicals don't want you to do with the Bible that you definitely should do, aka how to get them to call you a heretic. Hi, I'm Jeremy. I'm a deep skeptic, also a pastor. Have you ever noticed how the people who say that the Bible is the most important thing to Christianity are the same ones that are trying to get you to not think critically about it? Like a magician saying, hey, look over here. It's because if you really think critically about it, you will probably end up disagreeing with them. So number 1, and this will definitely get them to call you a heretic, remember that the Bible wasn't written for you. This is really important because the books in the Bible were written to a specific people at a specific place, at a specific time, in a specific culture. And that place and time is not now. It's not where you are. And that culture is really different from your culture. And so things that are culturally bound need to be teased out of the scripture because they are not applicable to today. For example, marriage. Women were bought and were property in the ancient Near Eastern world. No woman that I know wants to have a biblical marriage. They also use cultural stories that you may be familiar with. For example, the idea of Hades, the Greek myth of Hades, that's in the New Testament and is often used to justify our modern understanding of hell when it's actually Hades. Number 2, find reputable scholars. This is an ancient text, and to fully understand it, you have to have a lot of training. Nothing wrong with reading it without the training, but you need to find reputable scholars that can help you kind of dive deep and understand some of the nuance in it. 2 here on social media are Pete Enns and Dan McClellan. They are amazing. Listen to them, learn from them, because they have a PhD in the subject. Number 3, keep the Bible in its lane. This one is definitely going to get you labeled a heretic because the Bible is a religious text. It is not a science text. And so when you are looking at it, you need to look for religious and spiritual answers. It needs to help you understand how to be the best version of yourself. It's not going to tell you how the earth was created or how humans came to be. If it talks about that, it's actually trying to give you a spiritual message by having that kind of a story. Number 4, remember that the Bible is a library. It's not one book. It's not even a multi-volume set like a series of a novel. It has a bunch of books that have a lot of different subjects. There are history books, there are poetry books, there are philosophical books, there are books that are just something called apocalyptic literature that uses these crazy metaphors like dragons to help, remember, talk to a specific people at a specific place at a specific time. And so what you need to do is just find the book, choose the volume that works for you right now. Number 5, and there is a bonus one after this. Number 5, look for how the Bible is asking you to stand up for the oppressed, the victims of injustice. Over and over in the Bible, when you're looking for where God is standing on the side of the victims of oppression. For example, you might think that God is always on the side of Israel, but it's not. There's a moment at which Israel starts using slaves, even though a huge part of their story was being slaves and being freed from slavery. When they start using slaves, God is against them and punishes them. Okay, bonus, something to not do. Unless you have graduate level training in the ancient languages that the Bible was written in, don't just Google some Greek word or Hebrew word and think that you can understand it and interpret that yourself. These are really, really old languages that aren't even spoken in the way that they were in the Bible. They're not written in the way that they were in the Bible. And so you need to let somebody, biblical scholar, right, help you understand those languages if you're curious about that. And of course, this is why I get called a heretic 5 or 10 times before I wake up every morning on social media, because I am choosing to take the Bible seriously, not literally. And so here's the thing. I'm not saying you've got to be a biblical scholar to read it at all. I'm saying that when you read the Bible, you need to look for really 3 things. You need to look for messages and themes that help you become the best version of yourself, that help you find a purpose greater than yourself, and help you experience some sort of transcendence, whether or not that's goosebumps because you feel like you've experienced God, or just the ability to rise above your circumstances. You find those messages and then you live according to them. And here's the thing, if they don't help you do one of those three things, well, in the words of the most holy Kristen Chenoweth, it's like eating fish. You eat the meat and you leave the bones.